What is going on, golf fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Press Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Hartman, on this Wednesday show where I preview the upcoming tournament, in this case, the John Deere Classic. But I also take a look back at the week that was because, again, with me and my picks, I am all about accountability. There are some people that will put out their picks, whether they hit or don't, they don't talk about it again. For me, I like to go back and take a look and say, here's what I got right. Here's what I got wrong. And in this case, we're looking back at the Travelers Championship at TPC River Highlands. This was the 8th and final signature event. There was no cut line. I say that because we had two picks in particular, three actually, if I'm looking at them and being honest, that were just absolutely dreadful. Let's go back and look at the odds before we take a look at how our picks went. The odds entering the Travelers Championship, Scotty Scheffler at plus 440 was the odds on favorite. Xander Schauffele plus 1450, Ludwig Oberg plus 1700, Tommy Fleetwood plus 1750, and Cameron Young plus 2000. If you'll notice, this is just another signature event that Rory McIlroy said, I'm not playing in. And so this is why the PGA Tour had to create that exemption for Rory with the new system that they're putting in place. You can hear about that by listening to my yesterday's Fairways and Dreams podcast on Tuesday. But nonetheless, our picks, let's take a look. I took Scotty Scheffler at plus 440 to win, and it went to a playoff. He loses to Victor Hovland, and that really did disrupt a big winning week for us. We'll talk about that as we go, but still, we were really close. We were also really close on the long shot play. Took Colin Morikawa at plus 3,000. He finishes third, and after a phenomenal, I think he shot 61 on Sunday, he skyrocketed up to up the leaderboard, was one shot off the pace to be in that playoff. 21 under was what made it to Monday. He was 20 under, so he finishes solo third. Good tournament for Colin Morikawa, but our streak of not hitting a long shot play continues. We go to top 5, top 10, and top 20. Top 5, I took Xander Schauffele at plus 265, thinking, okay, he played well in the U.S. Open. This is an easier track. He should be doing well. No, tied for 51st. Xander is a tough guy to predict. I'm probably going to be very wary of picking him in the future because of that. We don't hit that one. Matt Fitzpatrick at plus 370 odds. So if you just put $10 down, you won yourself $37. He finishes fourth. That cashes. So we do get one right in the top 5. Top 10, we missed out on both, but we were close on one. Justin Thomas at plus 220 to be in the top 10. He finishes tied for 14th. With this leaderboard that was so packed in certain areas, if he probably would have had one more birdie, or I think he bogeyed the final hole on Sunday. If he didn't bogey that, if he pars 18, he might have been in that top 10 range. Nonetheless, Justin Thomas plus 220 doesn't hit. We were close. Ludwig Oberg was another one. In each of the top 5 and top 10 and top 20, I had picks that were just bad. Ludwig Oberg tied for 55th. So his plus 150 odds is not even close. Ludwig continues to be an inconsistent player. I don't know what the deal is, but still not trending in the right direction. Top 20. I took the guy that won this tournament 2 out of the last 3 years. That's Keegan Bradley. He finishes tied for 14th, plus 132 odds. We cashed that bet. So Keegan Bradley gets us our second victory of our top 8. And then I took Sepp Straka, my gut pick. Sepp Straka. How did he do? Remember I said there was no cut line? Good thing, because he would have not made the cut. He finishes dead last. 72nd out of 72 players. Sepp Straka, not even close. It's kind of embarrassing on my part. As for our bonus plays, we go 0 for 3. The double play of Scotty or Minwoo Lee to win doesn't hit. Scotty, Matt Fitzpatrick, or Tommy Fleetwood doesn't hit. And the margin of victory of 2 shots at plus 350 doesn't hit. I was really thinking that Scotty Scheffler would win this tournament. And if he would have made enough shots on Sunday, or even won the playoff on Monday, we would have not only hit our outright favorite pick, but we also would have gotten 2 of those bonus plays. And that's just the way that golf gambling goes. So to recap, we were 2 out of 8 in our top 8 picks and 0 for 3 in our bonus. So we've had 2 straight weeks now where we've had 2 out of 8 of our top 8 picks hit. So let's take a look at the John Deere Classic at TPC Deere Run. It is a par 71, 7,327 yards in length. Let's look at past winners. Last year, Brian Campbell. 2024, Davis Thompson. 2023, Sepp Straka. And 2022, JT Poston. won this tournament. Take a look at the odds-on favorites. Ben Griffin is the odds-on favorite to win at plus 1,325. Chris Gotterup at plus 1,400. Keith Mitchell at plus 1,800. Keegan Bradley plus 2,000. And Jackson Coyven at plus 2,700 to round out the top five. So we take a look at our picks. Let's do favorite and long shot as we always do to start. My favorite pick is actually plus 2,700, and it is JT Poston. JT Poston won already this year on tour. He actually played well at the Travelers. I played well at the U.S. Open too, but the Travelers, he had one blow-up hole where he posted a 12 on a hole, and so that totally derailed his tournament. But he hit the ball well. He's playing good golf, and he's won this tournament before, so I like that. I like those two things trending together. I'm going to go JT Poston plus 2,700 as my outright winner. My long shot play is going to be Tom Kim. We didn't see Tom Kim at the Travelers. If we did, I didn't even hear his name or see him on the leaderboard, but he did play well at the U.S. Open and had a great Sunday. So maybe we can catch fire with Tom Kim. He's plus 3,500 as our long shot play. Let's go to top 5, top 10, and top 20. Top 5, Ben Griffin. He's the odds-on favorite to win. I don't think he's necessarily going to win, but I think he's going to be in the mix, plus 280 for a top 5 finish for Ben Griffin. I like that play. I also like Chris Gotterup at plus 300 to be in the top 5. Chris Gotterup played at the Travelers and didn't play poorly. So let's hope that Ben Griffin and Chris Gotterup can be our top 5 plays. Top 10, let's go with Keith Mitchell, plus 194, the Kashmir King himself. I like Keith Mitchell in this field, which is a very limited field. And I'm also going to go with Keegan Bradley to be in the top 10 at plus 250. Keegan is playing good golf. Mentioned him as a winner last week for us as a top 20 play. We're going to ramp him up to top 10, see if maybe Keegan can do that. So Keith Mitchell and Keegan Bradley are our top 10 plays for the week. Top 20, I'm going to go with Tom Kim at plus 146. People need to remember, I look for plus odds. So when I go to top 20, I'm not looking to put money down on someone like Ben Griffin, who's the odds-on favorite. He's going to be minus something. Not messing around with that. I want plus odds. I'm going to go Tom Kim plus 146. And you know what? Let's do a gut pick this week. Let's say Jordan Spieth plus 130. I have a feeling that when Jordan Spieth heard and read about the new tour model, that there was probably a little bit of stress that went through his body because he hasn't been finishing well in tournaments. He's been around the leaderboards at times. I only want a top 20 finish from Jordan Spieth. We'll see how he does. So our top 20 plays, Tom Kim and Jordan Spieth. As for the bonus, I'm kind of easing off the bonuses this week. Only 2 plays. My bonus plays have been ice cold recently, so I'm going to just say buyer beware. I've got a top 20 parlay of Ben Griffin, Chris Gotterup, and Keith Mitchell at plus 500. If all those players finish in the top 20, that bet cashes. And then I'm going to go with a margin of victory of 2 shots at plus 345. So those are only 2 bonus plays there. Top 20 plays, Ben Griffin, Chris Gotterup, Keith Mitchell, top 20 parlay, plus 500. The margin of victory, 2 shots at plus 345. So there you have it, getting you ready for the John Deere Classic. To let you know what's coming up, we have another event after the John Deere that's just kind of one of those lighter fields. And then that's when most of the players are going to start heading overseas for the Scottish Open. And then that's always right before the Open Championship. So it's going to be exciting as we gear up to the 4th and final major of this PGA Tour season. But there are picks for the John Deere Classic. I will be back tomorrow in some capacity. Maybe it'll be something different, but I'm probably leaning towards a course review at this point. So make sure you check that out. If you missed yesterday's podcast, the Fairways and Dreams podcast, where I talked about how the game of golf is all about the grind, go check that out. It's not time sensitive, as well as the latest news in the game of golf. But that does it for me. You know, he finishes up. Be safe, be kind, and God bless. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.